I'm going to address some frequently asked questions on the SmartBuy program. If you don't have a property, can you still apply for SmartBuy? Yes, if you just started shopping around, you can still apply for SmartBuy. It has to be with an approved SmartBuy lender, which I am, but they're unable to reserve the funding and lock in your rate until you actually are in contract. So if you already own a home as well, can you use SmartBuy and pay off student loans? Yes, if you're going to buy a new home and you already own a home, you are eligible for SmartBuy, and it can be used on the home you're purchasing as your new primary residence. Okay, so you can own a current home and buy a new primary home using the SmartBuy program. Of course, we have to determine if you qualify with both homes or follow the guidelines, but that is absolutely allowed to pay off the student loans. SmartBuy assistance cannot be applied retroactively to a recent home that you purchased, though. Borrowers must be buying a new property to be eligible. How is the assistance calculated? That's a question I get a lot. The SmartBuy student loan assistance is the sum of the total of the borrower or co-borrower's student loan debts up to $40,000, whichever's lowest. And then you have the optional $5,000 down payment assistance, which is a fixed amount for closing costs or down payment. On that $5,000, that is repayable whenever you refinance or sell the home, whichever comes first. And for the student loan payment, you have to live in the home 3 years. If you do move within 3 years, it's prorated over 36 months or forgivable during that 36 months. What does that mean? If you have a $36,000 payment that we paid at closing on student loans and you live in the home for 2 years, that's 24 months or $24,000 that would be forgiven. The other $12,000 would have to be repaid at closing. Another question I get is that I live out of state. Do you have to be a resident in Illinois to apply? No, you don't need to be a resident right now. You need to be buying in Illinois as your primary residence, and as long as you're moving here, you are eligible for the program. A couple other questions I've seen is, what is the SmartBuy credit score requirement? That is a 640 requirement of your middle credit score. So typically when you run your credit, you get 3 scores: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. We're going to use the middle score, and it has to be 640 or greater. And we need to get a desktop approval. That means we run it through the computer system. It doesn't mean you're automatically going to be approved with a 640 score. We have to go through the full underwriting process, calculate your income, assets, etc., and get what's called an approved eligible decision. A co-borrower is allowed on this, but not a co-signer. What are the income limits for the program? I'm going to attach the graph for the current income limits and the purchase price limits for targeted areas and non-targeted areas. So if your income is higher than the limit, I get asked, can you qualify? No, you can't. You have to be under the income limit. So you can view both the income and purchase price limits in the chart. And if your annual income exceeds the limits, you're not eligible for the program. I often get asked, can you use this to buy a condo? Yeah, the following property types are not eligible for SmartBuy financing, and here's a list of those for you to review. I had a borrower just call me. They were currently approved for a different IHDA mortgage program, and they wanted to switch to the SmartBuy, and they weren't sure if they could. Yes, you can switch programs, but we'd have to start a completely new underwrite for the new program that we'd be using. So as long as you're eligible for the program, we can absolutely switch, and we just re-underwrite your file. Can I have a co-signer or co-borrower with SmartBuy? Co-signers are not permitted with IHDA. That's a non-occupying co-signer. But co-borrowers, like if you and your spouse are buying and they're your co-borrower, or let's say you and a family member are buying a home, as long as you're co-borrowers, you are allowed to buy together, occupy the property, and pay off your student loan debt up to $40,000. This mortgage program is not allowed, again, for non-occupying co-borrowers or co-signers. Your lender will verify that both you and the co-borrowers will be occupying the property as your primary residence by looking at the location of your employment in relation to the property and other factors to confirm future occupancy. So where do you find the interest rates for this program? Call me today at 773-848-4144 to find out the current mortgage rates and to understand your cash to close using the down payment assistance. IHDA mortgage rates can only be quoted by the approved lenders and will not vary from lender to lender. They're set by IHDA and they're all required to offer the same rate. Do I have to take a home buyer education course for the SmartBuy program? Yes, absolutely. All IHDA mortgage programs require pre-purchase education. Please note if your debt to income ratio is above a certain threshold, there may be additional courses that are required. This is just to help protect you to make sure you are successful with your buying process as a first-time buyer, and your lender will help you with enrolling in the course and give you the correct links. What types of student loans can be paid off via SmartBuy? Again, the debt must be from an eligible education institution that is accredited, public, nonprofit, or proprietary, or privately owned profit-making college, universities, vocational or trade schools, and post-secondary educational institutions. The institution must be eligible to participate in student aid program administered by the U.S. Department of Education. Most accredited post-secondary institutions meet that definition. Parent Plus loans cannot be paid off with SmartBuy assistance. That would need to be paid with the borrower's funds or eligible gift funds. What if some of my loans are in default or delinquent? Can I still use SmartBuy? No, the answer is absolutely no on that. The loans must be brought current and cannot be delinquent or in default. I am currently enrolled as a student in college. Can I still apply for SmartBuy? Yes, if you're enrolled in college or continuing ed or, master's degree, etc., you can still enroll and qualify for the SmartBuy program, and it can cover any student loan debt that you have, as long as we qualify you with income and asset eligibility. Where is SmartBuy available? Is it specific to a city or county? No, SmartBuy is offered in the entire state of Illinois, and the income limits and purchase price limits are then assigned by counties, but it is eligible for any property in the state of Illinois. If I had a bankruptcy or foreclosure, am I eligible to buy a home? Yes, if you meet the lending guidelines, you are always eligible to use SmartBuy as long as you are past the bankruptcy waiting period or foreclosure waiting period. I'm a DACA recipient. Can I still qualify? Yes, DACA recipients are eligible. Again, we just have to run the income and asset eligibility for clients, but if you're a DACA recipient, you are eligible for the SmartBuy program. Does the SmartBuy program allow borrowers to buy down the interest rate? No, for the SmartBuy program, they do not allow for an interest rate buy down. They simply have a flat rate that is offered to all buyers who would like to use the SmartBuy program. Can SmartBuy be combined with other IHDA mortgage programs? That answer is no. You can only use one IHDA mortgage program to buy a home. Whether it's SmartBuy or the other IHDA programs, you can only do one program for every home purchase. Let's get connected today to start on your home buying journey and get these student loan debts paid off. You can reach me at 773-848-4144. And did I tell you my platform's all digital? It takes less than 10 minutes to find out if you'll qualify for the SmartBuy program.